thanks very much for watching the Sullivan's Project's mid-month review for the month of February 2013. Now, once again, it's a very exciting month. We have 2 other projects in production right now, which is why we're going to go ahead and put this out early. By the way, happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there who celebrates that wonderful holiday. And thanks very much once again for watching. This month I'd like to give a special welcome to Debbie West, an old high school friend who's now down in Tucson for the gym show. And it will be really great to see her again. And welcome to all the other visitors as well who are in Tucson for that. Just a reminder, in May of this year we're going to have Space Fest 5 up at the JW Marriott Resort just west of downtown Tucson. Just take 22nd Street until it goes no further and you're there. And it's really going to be an awesome time. Last year it was really great. This year we're going to have just as many astronauts and space experts and things of that sort. So mark your calendar for May. Stay tuned for that. And you're going to see a great lineup of very famous astronauts and very famous people in the space industry. And so once again, that's in May. I'm not really sure what the dates are, but I have friends flying in from all over the world for that. And yes, I will be there, so hope to meet you there. Since February is a short month and we have 2 other projects in production right now, we're going to get the mid-month review for February out early. I do apologize for that. And once again, let's show you what we saw up about Lemmon.
Hello and thanks very much for watching the Sullivan's Project's mid-month review for February 2013. We are at the top of Mount Lemmon at a ski slope called Ski Valley. The lifts are running today. People are coming up and down without skis or anything like that. I wasn't sure the little gal was real, but that's real snow. Good job, guys. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the mid-month review for February 2013. Right now, I'm almost to the top of Mount Lemmon. I actually have to walk on a 2-mile closed road that's only accessible to the people that work at the observatory up here. So, I don't know how they're getting through that gate. They must have a key, but they're not giving me rides on the way up. But when I get up there, I'll be very tired. But the good thing is, it's all downhill from there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear the sad sob story that I have to walk 2 miles uphill in the snow to make the mid-month review from the place I like to make it from, you can believe it's true, but you guys are worth it. Well, hello, and thank you very much for watching the Sullivan's Projects Mid-Month Review. This is for the month of February 2013. And it was all covered in ice last time I was up here in November to film for that one. I think that one's already offline, but once again, you can always order old versions of the Sullivan's Projects Mid-Month Review by just going to Sullivan's Projects on Facebook and getting a hold of me there, and I'll get you a copy of the DVD. Behind me, once again, for those of you who don't know, is Tucson, and it's where I feature on the webpage Tucson on the Horizon. You can also find that on Facebook. Once again, I'm in a part of Arizona that is very beautiful and very different from the Tucson that's actually on the horizon, literally. And so, once again, my goal is to keep that page running, but it's really hard to do all of this in Tucson because, unlike Florida, these people really don't even try very hard to sell themselves to the world. There are a lot of things they can do to bring tourists in. First of all, the gas price is very low. They have off-year elections, so the turnout's very low, and the bubbas show up and vote for their friends, and it's basically how this incompetent city council stays in power. It's not all down on Tucson, because I really do love the police department there and the surrounding Pima County Sheriff deputies. They're really outstanding. But Tucson itself is just, it really is. It's getting to the point now where they almost have to reduce staff for police and fire because they've overdone it with art projects and modern streetcar projects and things like that involve a lot of eminent domain, which means that the city has to go buy the land and the access and give fair market value for the land they're going to use for that right away. I don't know how much of that land is already owned by the city, but from what I understand, it did come out of some kind of bond, which means that the people who live in Tucson are going to pay for that thing if they ride the train or not. Well, they call it a modern streetcar, but it's the same thing that you saw back in the 18th century here, when there were, two tracks, bunch of wheels, slides along. Very inefficiently, actually, I should add. In a place like Tokyo, where I lived for 6 years thereabouts, it makes a lot of sense to have a train system, because you can get literally within 2 blocks of anywhere you want to go, because they're all crisscross and diagonal like a checkerboard. It's just a linear system. It's going from the University of Arizona, which is about right here. It's going to go snake around, do a couple of S-turns, and end up downtown. And in doing so, they're reducing the available parking spaces in downtown, and they're just making life miserable for all the citizens here. And it's just so sad. And quite honestly, I really don't know how long I can put up with Tucson. It's just that incompetent and that unpleasant to live there. But in the meantime, it's very entertaining, I'll give you that. It's like watching the Monsters or the Addams Family or the Twilight Zone. They just have no idea how humorous it is to me to watch these people take themselves so seriously when they're just a bunch, to be honest with you. Tucson does have quite a draw outside of city limits normally. We do have the Mount Lemmon, wonderful place where I am right now, which it's about 30 miles or so down to the house, and Mount Lemmon is actually very beautiful. I recommend anybody that lives anywhere in southern California or southern Arizona come down here and check it out. It's very hard to miss because it forms a wall on the northern end of most of Tucson. And to the east, there's Reddington Pass, which you can actually see all the way out the Sierra Vista Mountains today. And to the south, you have the Madeira Range. I don't know what, I think they call it Rincon. I'm not really sure about the proper names for these mountains yet. And towards downtown area this way, you can see a mountain, and you can see the path that goes out over Speedway and to the west from there. Once in a while, I put the call out to ask people to see if they want to be interviewed for us. I've done it before, would love to do it again. I've done astronauts and sports players and celebrities and all sorts of things in prior companies. I'd really like to get back into just getting to know normal, average people and get their point of view and get them interviewed. So if you're interested in doing that, please let me know, and I'll make sure it happens. We'll arrange something by phone call or meeting up in person, and we will make that happen. God bless.